And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So, Virgo, first and foremost, again, happy birthday. 'Tis the reason for the season. 'Tis the reason, and the season is you. Must be good to have all these videos coming out at once, but hey, that's just how it lines up sometimes, right? All in your favor. This is going to be your one-to-one read for the month of September. One-to-one being person A over here, person B over here, and examining all the dynamics happening in between the two, right? Just what is the most prevalent relationship dynamic happening in this moment. Two caveats to the style of reading, Virgo. The first, because of the nature of examining a very finite and well-defined relationship, this style of reading oftentimes gets labeled as being a love read. I kind of reject that moniker because it's not always lovely, right? I talk about everything at my table. And if tarot is supposed to reflect real life, then I feel that I am well equipped enough to talk about real things. So that's the first. The second, it ain't always gotta be about love. Promise you. It can be about friendship, family members, work dynamics between you and a coworker, or somebody you just met, right? Just what is really happening between these parties. So, as a preamble to your read, Virgo, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, if it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 times to work with, and none of the time to lie to any of them. Instead, we lay our cards out on the table, and good or bad, rain or sunshine, we talk about it, because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah? So follow along with me in your read today, your one-to-one read, Virgo. Happy birthday, and let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here. Your person's going to be over here. Show us the cards we need to see, please, for Virgo in their reading. This one-to-one read for the Virgo Collective. For the cards we need to see, please, for Virgo in this read today. For you, okay, Four of Pentacles, a long-term investment, seeing what's valuable, what must be left behind by extension. On their end, nightmares, anxieties, Nine of Swords. So Four of Pentacles facing a Nine of Swords. Okay. So there's obviously disagreement and tension here. Could be an intimate partner or not relevant for what's going on right now, Virgo. There's just a fundamental disagreement about what you see as opportunity, they see as something that is not worth investing into. So there's kind of this butting of heads. And I think they're coming from the standpoint of what they know versus what you known and have practiced, right? There's just, while it is the same concern, is being come at from two different angles that are completely diametrically opposed to each other. You're saying it's something worth investing into. They're saying, I don't know about that. Right? And whatever their driving force, their cause is where they're coming from. But sometimes, hard to matter, truth of the matter, you can both see the same thing and come at it from a completely different angle. And that's just where it is right now between you and them. Okay, now that we have both parties on the board, let's look at some fronts and backs. These are the locations in the read where the backs are what is left in the unsaid, unknown, and to the wayside. And the fronts for that energetic exchange was most directly being said or communicated in some way, shape, or form. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Fronts and backs for Virgo in this read. Fronts and backs for Virgo in this read today. Yeah, King of Cups. So self-assured in your own choices and what you're able to give. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, you're still insisting this is the right investment. You calculate all the risks. You're in some interpretations, you may even be going against the odds, but you're saying it will all be worth it. Okay. On their end, Eight of Cups. Why? Okay. And why the Eight of Cups was going on behind? Two of Pentacles. Balancing act. I hate when ultimatums are issued like this, Virgo, but sometimes it just is where it is. If you two, again, are diametrically opposed on the same situation, and they say, look, I'm bouncing, I'm gone, I'm out of here, maybe it's time for you to invest in you, right? Now, I don't know who this person is to you, but you're not backing down from this decision, right? You still think this is a great opportunity and great investment, something worth you trying. And they're saying, yeah, but I think balance or just our circumstances right now might not dictate that that's possible. And so the Eight of Cups, that's very much an ultimatum between you and them. I'm not necessarily saying that this is somebody you're dating, but they look like they've already been adamant that they're on their way out the door. Just be totally honest. And so what you're left with is what you're made to grow, right? There's really no other alternative when they've already made up their mind that since you are not going to change for me, I'm not going to change for it. Boom, I'm out, right? And I don't know if this has been said exactly in those words yet, Virgo, but trust me, this is heavily where it's pointing between you and them. This investment will cause their departure from your space, your circle, your life, however, what that means to you. But honestly, given where you want to go, would you really want to carry that person there who constantly berates and says they don't believe in whatever vision you have? Sometimes things just don't match, and I want you to do what's best for you, not what's best for whatever this is supposed to be. Okay? Next, reveal individual positions between Virgo and their person in this read. Show us cards we need to see, please. Between Virgo and their person in this read. Smooth. Okay. On your end, Four of Cups. See, I knew that something like this would come out. I didn't want that to happen. Okay, so now the level of apathy and disdain is now starting to rub off on you. It's like, why are you being such a Debbie Downer about this? Can't you just be happy for me? On their end, Seven of Cups. Here's why I don't like this. Seven of Cups. That normally represents a notion of, so many opportunities and ventures laid in front of you, but it represents potential energy, right? Not a choice has been made yet. The thing is, they're talking ultimatums here that if you go through with this, I will leave. I don't believe that this is possible. And behind the scenes, I'm making things work out in my own way. But the Seven of Cups here, you already told me you were going to leave. Why then believe in possibility unless you were already on your way out? That's just where it stands between you and them, Virgo. It's like you want them to be happy for you, but they came from a completely different mode of operations from the start, right? It wasn't as if you two were going down the split paths. The path was always split. And that's going to be the title for this read, yeah. Between you and them, where things stand right now, the path was always split. They just don't agree with what you're doing or what's going on. And instead of trying to control them or trying to force a different outcome, maybe we got to let things go and flow as they should. Underneath it all, Five of Wands, the notion of conflict, now uprising between you and them. It doesn't change, it just shifts form. But right now, you two are looking at the same thing, Where you see opportunity, they only see ruin and downfall. Where you see investment, they see departure. Where you see apathy or feeling like all their quote unquote negative vibes, or however you want to define it in your dynamic, Virgo, where you feel like you're getting your spirit crushed, they're seeing openings and opportunities. You two are not compatible like in this current state. You're butting heads. And it's not about trying to convince the other person. It's about just accepting that maybe, just maybe, we need to part ways because it ain't working. What about me doing what's right for me? Because I can do that with or without you. Preferably, I want to do it with you. But since this is where you stand, what about who I am left to be, even if you left? And maybe that's where I should have been coming from. Okay? So, good on you, Virgo. It doesn't feel good, but you are coming to very clear answers for the self. Okay, now that we have both parties at the board looking towards each other, let's see what's going on down the middle and share choice cards that we need to see, please, between Virgo and their person in this one-to-one reading. What is shared down the middle between both parties? Okay, King of Pentacles. Both parties claiming they know what the right investment is. However, if it was truly shared down the middle, then we wouldn't have an opposition with no conclusion. Okay, so this is, no, we both know what the right thing is. In fact, let me go do mine and you go do yours. Ace of Cups, new opportunity awaiting. Here, I'm seeing that as a parting of ways, not a let's celebrate and be married together. Hermit, card of Virgo, you and your choice. Trust your wisdom. Go with what is right for you. Let this particular card, because it is your season, Virgo, remind you to center yourself, to do the right thing for the long term. And if somebody doesn't want to take that journey with you, guess what? There will be somebody else who will. That's just how it is. Okay? Six of Cups. This person means a lot to you, and maybe that's probably why it hurts all the more that we're coming to an absolute impasse with them. Six of Pentacles, the everyday investment will determine the outcome of what can be. Underneath it all, Seven of Swords, not all as appears on the surface. And here, this was not something that's even a point of contention. It's just a flat out no. There is no argument to be had. Just not meant to work out. Okay? Again, what did I say the title was? Yeah, the path was always split. I don't see it getting any easier, Virgo. I just see for the betterment of you, and hopefully it doesn't turn, toxic, violent, etc., etc. But just so things can be salvageable someday later on, if you ever cross ways with them again, maybe you gotta choose you here, because you were absolutely enthusiastic about it from the get-go. So how do we move from there? How do we do it right? Okay. Last, define the major arcana strewn across the table in Virgo's one-to-one read between them and their person. Oh, there's only one major. Okay. So we look towards your power card, Virgo, with the Hermit, and we move from there. Show us cards we need to see, please. On the Hermit in this read for Virgo. And a Hermit comes out again. The right choice here is choosing yourself. Be happy about the split. You and this person parting ways, fine by you. You got a lot of things you need to work on, and all of them will turn out good, but you just cannot be with this person around. Sorry. Choose you, Virgo. The resolution, death. Here, yeah, your choice. Okay, they said they walk, so do I. And so a new journey begins. This is how transformation happens. Queen of Cups, this is the best of me coming out. I just choose me for and by myself. Underneath it all, Seven of Wands. Defensive right now because we know where this direction is heading. However, beyond defensiveness, who are we left to be? Ourselves. Here's what I see in your read today, Virgo. Quick recap. In a situation where you see abundant opportunity and you want to invest, the best of you into it, whoever this party is functionally opposed to whatever goal it is that you set out. And we tried reasoning, we tried talking it out before, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta accept that some people ain't along for the ride, right? The path was always split. And even down the middle, you pulled yourself twice, one on top of the other. Maybe choosing you is the best thing that we can do beyond, trying to pick up and salvage whatever remnant of dynamic this was. Maybe just let me go fulfill myself and see what that looks like. That's how I got in your read for today, Virgo. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, it sucks that somebody you wanted to be there is not going to be along with you for the ride anymore. And maybe one day you'll be able to catch up, look back, and laugh. But today ain't that day. Once we come to acceptance, we also come to the next stage. Do well. See you around, okay? Take care and happy birthday.